Hello everybody. In our previous lecture, we have studied about the basics of organometallic compounds of the group 1, 2 and 12. And now in this lecture, we will be studying about the carbonyl organometallic compounds. So basically the metal carbonyls are coordination complexes of the transition metals which are with carbon monoxide as a ligand. Here it is very useful. This metal carbonyl is quite useful in the organic synthesis. Also in the Mond's process, we get using this process we get the pure nickel from the nickel tetracarbonyl. And in several other process also in organometallic chemistry, it is used. Metal carbonyl is very much important to us, but there is one drawback also. So because it is very toxic by skin contact, inhalation or injection, and because of their ability to carbonylate hemoglobin to give carboxyhemoglobin, which prevents the binding of O2. So now we are moving to the nomenclature. This CO is called the carbonyl compound. When the metal bind with the CO, it is called metal carbonyl. So here CO is the ligand, and it may be bounded terminally to a single metal. When it is bounded terminally, when only CO is the ligand which is bind to the metal, it is called the homolactic. And when several other ligands are attached with the metal along with CO, it is called the heteroleptic. So mononuclear metal carbonyls are formed mainly with the metals having even atomic number, but except vanadium, which is the only metal which is having the odd atomic number but still form a mononuclear metal carbonyls. Other atom other odd atomic number metal form the polynuclear metal carbonyls. This one, polynuclear metal carbonyls. So when the one CO is attached, it is called the terminal, and its hapticity. Hapticity means with how many carbon or oxygen the metal is being binded. If it is only one, the hapticity is not mentioned. That is, the hapticity is one itself. It is well known. So if it is eta 2, then it is here we see that both the carbon and oxygen of the CO are bonded to the metal. Okay, then we represent, it must have to be represented as eta 2 CO, because eta 2 represent means both C and O are bonded with the metal. Okay, here there are some example. CO8, Fe2, CO9, like that. In higher nuclearity cluster, CO bridges between 3 or even 4 metals. So these are known as the bridging compounds. Here we see that when this is the picture of the terminal. It is mu2, means this carbon is being bonded with the 2 metal itself. This carbon only is bonded with 2 metal. Here this carbon is bonded with the 3 metal. Then mu3. If it is 2, it is mu2. If it is 3, it is mu3. Here mu n2 means both metal is bonded. This carbon is bonded with 2. That is the mu, and then it is bonded with both carbon and oxygen also. So eta 2, mu to eta 2. Okay, this carbon is bonded to two metals, so mu 2, and then eta 2 because carbon and oxygen. These are some of the examples. Nickel tetracarbonyl, and here is the pentacarbonyl iron, uh, hexacarbonyl chromium, and here we see that there is a metal-metal bond between the Fe2CO9 and mu2. This carbonyl is in mu2. This is also mu2, but these all are the terminal carbonyls. Here in Mn2CO10, all the carbonyls ligand are in mu1. Okay, so they are need not to be represented here. Here also mu1. But here we see that this CO is in mu2 state. This is the isomer of dicobalt octacarbonyls. So these two are the in mu2 state, but these 3 and 3, 6 are in mu1 state. But this is all are in terminal carbonyls. Now the synthesis part. Here we see that there are several ways of synthesizing this metal carbonyls. Some has been written here, which I have supplied, which I have given in your notes also. So you may go through all of these reactions. So